Hey guys! Oh, let me turn off the fan. Okay, fan is off. Let's begin. So I know that technically I've been on this platform for a while, but I was recently tagged in the AuthorTube Newbie tag. Hold on, what's it called? Yes, the AuthorTube Newbie tag. And since I haven't done it yet, and I feel like AuthorTube is kind of just growing as a group itself, I'm gonna do it. And I was tagged by Kaylee, who I will link her video down below. Please go subscribe to her. She's so great. She's new to the platform and she is writing both a nonfiction and a fiction book, and I think that's really cool. And the tag was originally created by Jenna Streety, so I will also link her video down below. All right, my goal for this video is under 10 minutes. We'll see if I succeed. You guys already know the outcome. I'm not gonna succeed, I just know. So for those of you who are seeing me for the first time, my name is Kaylee Bascom. I am a young adult writer, aspiring author. I don't know if I'm just gonna do young adult, but I'm gonna say young adult for now because that is the project I am working on. But I also am interested in doing middle grade, maybe even adult. I don't know, I'm feeling it out. Yeah. Okay, just to dive into it. Question number 1, how did you find out about AuthorTube? So I first started watching author and writing type videos on YouTube a couple years ago, and I don't know if back then the term AuthorTube had even been coined. It was more just, there was BookTube obviously, but that was about it. And I first found Jenna Moressi's videos, and I can't remember why I found them. I think I was just looking up very basic tips on YouTube. Maybe I even talk about it in my older videos, but I loved it, and I realized through her I found other authors like Kim Chance, you know, Kristen Martin, all of the big name things, and then I realized there's a lot of people like me who were just starting out. And I think it was through Jenna Moresi I heard about NaNoWriMo. Even though she doesn't participate in it, she talked about it in one of her videos, and so I looked into that and I was like, that would be so fun to document on a YouTube channel. So I have loved YouTube for years. Like, I've always wanted to have a YouTube channel. I have another YouTube channel that is not going to be linked to this channel in any way. I actually have a few. I have a handful of them, and I've always wanted to do something like this, and I was like, you know what, how cool would it be to both start my writing career and start a YouTube channel at the same time and just talk about my writing, document my journey. So that's what I did, and so I started just doing NaNoWriMo videos, and I don't even think this was a question. It was just, how did I hear about AuthorTube? Yeah, I'm not answering the question right. But that's how I started my AuthorTube journey, and that was in November of 2016, and I have been here ever since. So my channel itself, like I said, I've been wanting to do YouTube forever, and so my channel I made in 2012 with the intention of it being kind of a vlog channel, and I put out a couple videos, but I privated them. They will not be made live, ever. And I just never really dove into it. That was a really long answer. Question number 2, what genres do you write in? So right now I am doing young adult, action, and I can't decide if it's fantasy or adventure, or fantasy or sci-fi. I'm so bad with genres. I always thought it was such a simple thing to pick, but it's like, but my story talks about everything. I don't know, but basically young adult, adventure. But what genres in total do I write in? Other projects I've worked on have been like young adult paranormal. I haven't done a mystery, but I really want to do a middle grade mystery. I'm hoping that's my next project after my current series, or current book. I don't know if it's gonna be a series. You can tell I thought about these answers ahead of time. But yeah, I'm very open to trying different things. Like I said, I'm new to this writing life, so I want to try it all. Number 3, what is your preferred writing tense, point of view, and category of story, aka children's, young adult, new adult, adult, etc. My preferred writing tense, past tense, though I don't think I'm like for or against present. I just always go towards past because I feel like it's most popular, so I read more past tense, so I write more past tense. Point of view, I like third and first equally. I think I kind of like reading right now first person more. I'm just really drawn to it, but I've been writing both first and third. I can't decide which I like more. And category of story, I do read a lot of young adult, but easily the biggest category I read are mystery thrillers. Like if you go on my Goodreads, that's like what my whole thing the last couple of years has been. I love, because I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and I love listening to mystery on audiobook. I want to try a mystery, but I want to do it right. Like, I love a good mystery novel, so I've been almost scared to dive into that genre. Number 4, are you a plotter, pantser, or plantser, which is a combination of both. So for those of you who don't know, a plotter is somebody who heavily outlines their story. They know the beginning, middle, end. They plan it all out before they actually start to write it. And a pantser is someone who flies by the seat of their pants and just writes. So Stephen King is this way. He does not plan his endings, where J.K. Rowling, she plans out everything. She does an outline. So for my current work in progress, I outlined it completely to the T, and I found that actually limited me in a lot of ways. Like, I was very the story was very plot driven, and I wasn't letting it grow organically with the characters. And so I think I'm a plantser, if I had to put a name on it, because I want to do a combination of both. I want my story to have some direction, hopefully, when I'm drafting, but at the same time, I want to be open to how the story naturally would progress. So I'm rewriting chapter 1 right now, and I do not know where I'm going to end my chapter 1 other than what characters I want to meet by the end of it. So I'm kind of pantsing it right now, and it's scary. Number 5, are you a self-published, published, or yet to be published? I am yet to be published, sort of. Technically, I'm a published writer because I was a journalist for a little bit. So if you search my name, all my online articles will pop up. So I've written for Boston University, and I wrote for the Lincoln County News in Maine. Did I write anywhere else? I think that's all I was published on. So technically, I guess I forget that I am published. However, I'm not a published fiction writer, and that is something I really want. So hopefully one day I will be traditionally published, but I am not opposed to self-publishing if it feels right. Number 6, what publishing company, literary agent, and/or printing company are you represented by or use? If you're not published, what is your dream publishing house and/or literary agent? I actually have an answer for this, but I feel weird saying it because when I do enter the query phase, I don't want to be like, my favorite agent is this, and then end up going with someone else and they find out they weren't my top pick, you know? So I do have a dream agent, or I have like a list in my planner of all my dream agents. I do have a dream publishing house, and I do even have a dream editor who's with a certain publishing house. But like, I read this editor on, oh shoot, I forget the website, but the website that you can go to and they tell you, like, I'll link it down below. I completely blanked on what it's called right now, but their description was exactly what my story is, and they also want some middle grade mystery novels, and I was like, oh my god, this editor is my dream. Like, we would be so perfect together. So I do have an answer for all of those, but you're gonna have to wait to see. Unless I don't end up getting my dream, and then I'm just not going to tell you. I'm just going to pretend whoever I have is my dream. So I guess you'll never really know, will you? Okay, number 7. What AuthorTube related videos can we expect to find on your channel? You can expect to find all of the videos that you currently see, because I have a lot. No, so I kind of talked about this in my channel update. So I'm trying to do more vlog, write with me type, just real videos instead of more sit-down videos like this. I'll still do these type of videos probably once a week, but I have a new series called the Author's Journal video series, where I show you guys what I'm up to every week and thoughts that go through my mind and emotions that go through me, and so check out that video series. Number 8. When did you start writing? Well, I can answer this very literally. I think I was in kindergarten and I learned how to write certain words. No, when I started writing, I wrote as a hobby, like just on my own time as a kid, all the time. So I actually have really old stories. I think my first story was a Winnie the Pooh like fan fiction, even though I didn't know what that term was at the time, but I like, and it's funny because I never even watched Winnie the Pooh, but I had a Winnie the Pooh notebook my mom had given me, so I'm like, I should write a Winnie the Pooh story. And they're all like really funny. And then the next story I wrote was, I don't know if anyone remembers the show called, oh no, I don't even know what it's called, The Garcias? Was it just called The Garcias? I don't know, but my favorite character was Loriana Garcia, and I wrote an episode of that, so I must have been like 8 maybe. And just all the way through high school, I used to write stories with my friend Zach Miller. He also has a YouTube channel you can check out, and he has a book out. So we used to, one of the things we loved to do was I would write a chapter and he would write a chapter, and we would like hand it off and not like plan at all where the story is going. I used to be a huge pantser. I never plotted my stories. That was like a newer thing I tried. So, but I never finished anything until October 2017 when I finished my first draft of Guardians of the Skulls, my current work in progress. And that was such an incredible feeling, and I hope that for all of you guys, because it's so surreal to like finish and just be like, oh my god, I wrote a book. Number 9, what was the first story you ever wrote? Oh, did I just answer that? Kind of. So if we're talking about the first thing I ever wrote and finished, it would be Guardians of the Skulls. If it was the first story I ever started writing, it would be my Winnie the Pooh fanfiction. Maybe I'll read it one time. Number 10, what authors have inspired your writing the most? It would depend. So some authors inspire me based on how they write, so like hearing about their journey, and some authors inspire me based on their writing style. So if I were to answer both questions, I would say, well, actually Stephen King would be an answer for both of them. So I love his book on writing. I talk about it all the time on this channel, and I love his outlook on his writing career, like, and how passionate he is about it. He doesn't lose himself in the structure of creating a writing lifestyle. But he is very disciplined as well, and that's something I need to work on. So but also I really like his writing style. I like how involved his stories are. I like how they're paced. They're not always fast paced. They're just stories you can lose yourself in, and I do like that. And other authors that inspire me, I was really inspired by Tess Gerritsen. So she's also from Maine, and I actually have interviewed her for an article. So if you search my name and Tess Gerritsen's name, you will find our interview that we did together. So that was really fun. I don't really talk about my journal articles on here very much, so this is something new. So yeah, Tess Gerritsen, because she was actually a doctor. She went to med school and she was a practicing family doctor, I believe. And while she was on maternity leave, she started writing, and she found she loved it. And she ended up having a few kids, and so she just kind of like moved her career that way. And being a woman of science myself, coming from a science background, I was really inspired by the way that she blended those two passions together, and she wrote a lot of medical fiction stories and romance. Other authors, oh my goodness. I guess for my other ones, I'm just gonna say some AuthorTubers. So Jenna Moreci and Kim Chance are easily my two biggest inspirations as far as, you know, Jenna Moreci, she's self-published and she's very business-minded, and she just is a go-getter, and she just has taught me to be more disciplined, and Kim Chance has taught me to not forget to dream, and she also gives really great writing tips, and she is now traditionally published, and it was so fun to watch her go through that journey, and so I hope to have a similar happy ending on my channel as well. Oh, and speaking of dream publishers, I'm not gonna lie, I don't mean to name drop, but Flux, who Kim Chance's book Keeper is published through, they followed me on Twitter. So I'm not saying they want to publish my book, but they follow a lot of people. So. I was really excited though when they followed me. I was like, that means you want me, right? Like, you're definitely gonna sign me? Yes. Okay, cool. We have a deal, right? This is official. They're gonna be like, I don't know who you are, and they're gonna block me. Okay, number 11. Do you schedule your writing sessions or simply get to writing whenever you can find the time? Kind of both. I think if you only wait to when you have the time and when you feel in the mood, you're never gonna get it done, which is like the first 2 years of my work on Guardians of the Skulls. Like, I was just like, oh, I'll just write when I feel like it. And guess what? Like, you'll never have the time. You'll never just feel like it. So I would just write at night. And it's kind of what I do now. I'm in a class right now, a writing class. And for the class, I'm writing the first chapter, or rewriting the first chapter. And it has a due date. It has a deadline. So that has been kicking my butt back into writing every day and making sure I work on something. Every day is a strong word. More often. 12. Do you type on a computer, typewriter, write everything out by hand, use a blend of those? And where do you write in general? I write in my apartment. I've written a few times in cafes and stuff, but for me, I feel like then I'll use the excuse of like, oh, I have to go to the cafe, I have to go to the library, and then while you're there, you're more forced to write. But if I just like force myself to write here, it's just, there's less excuse to get in the way, like of, oh, I don't feel like getting showered and going to the library. Whereas here it's like, the couch is right there, Haley, you got nothing stopping you. I write mostly, I actually have a whole video talking about my writing spaces, but I mostly write right now in the kitchen just because it's the brightest, and sometimes I put the AC next to me. But yeah, my apartment, I guess. Oh, I didn't answer the first part of the question. Do you write by computer, typewriter, or write by hand? I wrote the whole first draft on my laptop, and I've actually been experimenting with writing by hand, and I really, really like it. So I think I'm going to rewrite all of the chapters that need to be heavily rewritten by hand. I find it's just so much, you're more forgiving, and it's just more, you're not so worried about what you're writing, because it's just like, it's like I'm just taking detailed notes. And then I plan, of course, on typing it back up. But the chapters that are pretty solid and I just want to add some scenes to, I might add those scenes by hand, but I'm not going to like write every part of the chapter back out if I don't have much to change. And last question, number 13, what are you most looking forward to now that you're a part of AuthorTube? Is it really vain to say watching my channel grow? Like, I mean, what that represents is like the community growing and engaging with you guys more and getting more comments and just feeling like I'm making a difference in the writing community. And so I do get more of a kick out of it than I should say of watching like my view counts grow and my subscribers grow, and just feeling like, is this it? Like, am I really doing, like, it's just such an incredible feeling. Like, I mean, when I started this channel, I had 0 subscribers, obviously, but I think the first year I had under 100, and then I remember hitting 100 almost at the end of 2017. And then it's just been growing so fast now, and it's so surreal to me still to be like, oh my gosh, all of those people are following my journey. And yes, a few of them are myself from my other YouTube channels. But I'm also probably my biggest viewer. I watch my videos all the time. But yeah, just watching it grow and engaging with everyone else more, because it is a lonely journey. You know, I don't really know that many people in real life that are also writers, so having this platform as a way to connect with other people going through the exact same thing has just been really amazing. And whenever I get comments that my videos have inspired someone, it's just like such a good feeling, and I feel like I'm actually contributing to the community. So that's what I enjoy. Okay, how do we do for time? 21 minutes. Yeah, not gonna be able to edit that down to 10. Oops. All right, that is it for the author newbie tag. As far as, rude. As far as who I tag all of my cabin mates, so all of my Camp NaNoWriMo cabin mates. I've linked everybody down below if you want to check out some other amazing author tubers, and a couple of them are bloggers, but they have really incredible blogs. So I'll also let you guys know in my cabin that you have been tagged, unless you already have done this tag, in which case, just shout out them. Go watch theirs. What book I am currently reading. So what is it I'm currently reading that I haven't mentioned? I don't think I mentioned Pride and Prejudice. So I am currently reading, I got the big collector's edition Jane Austen collection from Barnes & Noble. Has 7 of her popular novels, and I've never read a Jane Austen novel before, and so I started with Pride and Prejudice just because I feel like that's one of the most popular ones. And what do I think of it? Obviously I know it's good. I just haven't read that type of language in a very long time, and so it's taking me a little bit to get into it. I'm used to reading really fast-paced, fly through novels, and so like with this I have to slow read it more, which I think is a better thing anyway. Like, I'm getting more out of it, but it's so funny. I wasn't expecting that. It's almost like a comedy. Like, she's hilarious, and like to think that she wrote this God knows how long ago. Yeah, it makes you realize, it's like, huh, like you think like people in the Victorian era were so different from us, but then you read something like this, and even though the wording is different, the language is a little different, the people are the same, and it's just kind of cool. It's, you know, it's time traveling in a way, and you realize, huh, maybe we haven't changed that much. Okay, that's it for now, guys. It is hot. I'm turning the fan back on, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will probably be an author journal episode 4, right? Yeah, 4. Or I might do another tag. Someone tag me another video. I don't know. We'll see. I'm pantsing my YouTube channel. It's probably not a good idea. Okay, bye.